Early morning, everybody. Sorry the lighting's so fucky. Um, if we could get this DJT stock to the moon, I could afford proper lighting, a microphone, and a better camera. So stick with me until DJT to the moon, which might be today, which might be in a couple hours. If people do not know what DJT stock is, it's a publicly traded company affiliated with Rumble, but it's Truth Social, and it's going to be expanding. It's Trump Media and Technology Group (TMTG), but under the ticker on the Nasdaq as DJT. And it jumped up in post market yesterday. Or no, overnight yesterday, it jumped up 21%, which is like $7 because there's a whole story behind this. I'm going to have to do a show on this probably later today because it's important. We've been watching this for years. This is the core of the lawfare against Trump. It starts with DJT, his financials, which used to be DWAC, DWAC. And they merged, and they were supposed to merge last year, but the deep state, the powers that should not be, have held it up in court a long time. And now it's being, excuse me, what's called naked shorted, which is big hedge funds shorting the stock without owning any of the stock. And we're writing letter. We wrote Devin Nunes, the CEO of Truth Social, wrote letters to Congress where this is the biggest fraud, financial fraud in U.S. history is DJT stock. Well, the shorters are coming due, and so last night in the overnight market, it went up 21%, and then it was halted. They manipulate. I'm on Robinhood and other ones, but what they do is whenever, because they're all the powers that should not be, the ones in controls of the levers, the compromised, captured, satanic pedophiles in charge. How long was that? 2 minutes or 3 minutes in. All right. Try not to talk about the satanic pedophiles for the first couple of minutes. But they're everywhere. They're in every layer of institution, every institution. So what they do is, this is not the first time it happened. It happened with GameStop, and it's not the first time it happened with DJT stock. If it starts what they call volatile, if it starts rising too fast, too many of the people say, we want this stock and we love it, and that's the market talking, that's capitalism, the free market talking. They have to step in and put their thumb on it and stop the free market. And so that's what they did last night in the overnight. They capped it, so it was stuck. It jumped up like $7, and then they capped it. They wouldn't let it rise anymore, and you couldn't buy anymore. You could only sell, which could only knock the price down, because that's what they want. When you short something, you're saying the price is going to go down. So that's what they've been doing for this last year, and heavy in the last couple months, like crazy. But just like GameStop, we're holding. We're not letting them fuck with us. So in the pre-market today, which is happening right now, it jumped up $20. Overnight was 21%, and they cut it. Today is $21. It's down to about $15, $16 now, or it's up to about $46 per share, but the increase is down to about 15. So it only increased about $15 now, but which is huge for a stock. And before it even opens, it increased $15. So my prediction is, and this ain't financial advice. I'm not an advisor. This is just for my own personal shits and gigs, and maybe I could afford some stream lighting and some a better camera. So I kind of hope this works. But I think they're gonna halt selling again because it's gonna rise. They're gonna halt it so you could only sell. You won't be able to buy anymore because they don't want the market to be free, because then they will lose billions of dollars because they're betting against the people. The people want this. We're holding. There's 600,000, probably more now, individual investors, small mom and pops and CJs, small investors that are all about DJT, Donald Trump the person, and DJT the stock, and believe in Truth Social as a media platform. Because so what's been happening in the last? This is huge. I should. Let me just say this last little tidbit, and then we'll move on to the topic of this talk, because we're going to have to do a whole talk about DJT. So what's been happening in the last couple months is anytime great news comes out, like merged when they merged DWAC and TMTG. That was great news. The stock bumped up a little bit, but then was driven way down. And then when they found out somebody, I got to get the details, but somebody who was supposed to be working for the company and was filing paperwork all wrong through the SEC. So that's sabotage. That's not treason, but that's a huge, that's espionage, maybe corporate espionage. I don't know. But they finally fired that asshole. Everything that he did wrong, they got somebody else in to fix, and those finally got all worked out. There was a precise word for them. I got to look at my notes for this. So we're not really covering this today. I'm just going through it because it's happening today. It's happening. I think it's going to skyrocket when at 9:30. Well, then usually it'll probably dip and then skyrocket again, and they'll probably halt it to try to drive the price back down because of volatility. Volatility is doublespeak, is entryism for the free market. So if it's too volatile, if too many people love it, and the hedge funds and the corporations took a stance that you shouldn't love it, they'll pause it, they'll halt it, they'll freeze it. And that's my guess of what's going to happen today. But yeah, the last 3 or 4 times good news happened, they have $350 million plus dollars with zero debt, so they could just spend, baby, spend. They have, and their Truth Social Plus, Truth Plus is coming out, which is going to be a video platform, a TV platform. Just so much great news is happening with DJT, and every time world-changing great news comes out, positive news, the stock goes down. So that's manipulation, 100%, easy to see manipulation. But we're not selling. Nobody's selling. So yeah, it jumped up. It was at 4 a.m. it started, and that's when I woke up. That's why this is so early. Sorry about that. But yeah, right around 4 a.m., all of a sudden the volume changed to from 800,000 to 2 million, just quick, 20 minutes. People are buying it. The billionaires are switching over. The assassination on Trump made him bulletproof. The stock jumped up $20 just quick. Usually a good graph is like a hockey stick. This was a right angle, just straight up to the moon. And it was $20. So that's insane. So now it's still increased up to about $15 right now. But that's still pre-market. We're still in pre-market. And Rumble went up $2, a little over $1. Let's say around $2. Rumble went. I think I got into some, not poison, maybe some poison ivy or some. Right here, I think it's called Carolina Creeper, something like that. It's not as bad as poison ivy, but I got something and I itch it during the night, and I shouldn't. But or maybe my chickens got into it, and I picked them up. Something happened, and it's nasty itchy, and it lasts longer. Excuse me. Whatever it is lasts longer. It's been a little over a week. All right, so enough of DJT. I just have my phone open to it. I'm watching it. It's yeah. I was down a lot yesterday. Now I'm down. I was up a lot, medium amount today, and now I'm down a little bit today because it went back down. But it's not even opening bell yet. And for some reason, DJT could work 24 hours. You could sell it and buy it. I don't know the reason behind that, but you can. But yeah, Rumble's up a lot. So it's looking pretty good for freedom-loving capitalist Americans who don't want the government in every aspect of their lives, putting their thumbs in their backs. People that want liberty, it's looking pretty good for us today. So that's not the point of this talk. We're going to jump in. There's a couple new points. If you saw my talk yesterday, it was about DEI and the Secret Service and how it caused multiple failures. But that's not the only reason it's failing. Well, it could, because if we define DEI, diversity, inclusion, equity, if we define that as wokeism and wokeism as communism, then what we're going to talk about today could be defined as DEI as well. Just absolute negligence. Like, you're not qualified to be in the office you're in. The only thing that makes you qualified is how good you are on your knees, how good you could grovel, and how the melanation of your skin, and if you do weird shit with your genitals. So this is along that. This is the groveling aspect. So it turns out, and we covered this yesterday. I don't want to full screen it because I'll get lost. Can't go up and down. Full screen. So it was reported that, can you see that okay? The Secret Service, in this case, in Pennsylvania, Butler, Pennsylvania, relied heavily on local law enforcement. So the Secret Service, which has specific training different than local cop training, very different, not the same. You don't want cops to walk around like Secret Service agents in your neighborhood. So there's different training because there's different jobs. But in this case, the Secret Service outsourced their responsibility to protect Donald J. Trump, our president, to local police. And let it be known, nothing against local police. Thin blue line, support your police. But they're not trained the same as the Secret Service. They do not have the same job, the same mandate, the same mission as the Secret Service does. Secret Service has one mission: protect the president. So, in this case, the Secret Service outsourced their mission, their responsibility, to the local police, which is not a good idea because they are not trained for this. Otherwise, they'd be Secret Service. If they had Secret Service training, they'd be Secret Service members, right? And this is what we covered yet. Dang, I'm itchy, you guys. I'm sorry. So this is what we covered yesterday in DEI Part 1. So they borrowed local police for its specialized tactical units, which were meant to help spot and take out an attacker. So what's the biggest fail? They didn't spot or take out the attacker in time. Whose duty was that? The local police. In reality, whose duty was that? the Secret Service, but they outsourced it due to, I'm saying, DEI. So we're going to go to this sack of shit right here. This is a Secret Service director. And we covered this yesterday, so I'm going to go a little bit fast through this today because we got to talk about some other things. There's a couple more details that came out, so that's kind of exciting. So this sack of shit, Kimberly Cheadle, Secret Service director, should be fired immediately, but her boss is Alexander Mayorkas. So the Department of Homeland Security, the person who's letting in 20 million illegal invaders, criminal invaders into our country and resettling them, 20,000 in Springfield, Ohio. That's the latest one. 20,000 in a town of 60,000. So 1 in 3 people in Ohio, Springfield, Ohio now are Haitian immigrants, Haitian invaders. 1 in 3. Imagine the rape gangs, the motorcycle rape gangs that are about to happen in Ohio. And that's her boss. So her boss is killing American citizens, and she's DEIing the piss out of the Secret Service. So this is DEI in layers. You have to import 1/3 of the population of Springfield, Ohio in and make sure they're Haitians, unvetted, just 20,000 in one go. Just boom. Now, one out of every 3 of you is now a foreigner. Imagine that. 1 out of every 3 people on your block has a different culture than you, has different beliefs than you, has no idea what the first world is, has no idea about Western culture, has not been vetted, has not been trained, has not taken the oath of American citizens, has not went through the process, has not been tested for diseases, has not had a background check, DNA check. Kids might not even be theirs. Mostly military-age men. That's DEI. That's how you kill American citizens really quickly and rape their daughters. That's how you do it. And DEI is the function of how we decimate the West. And Mayorkas, her boss, and Kimberly Cheadle, these 2 sacks of shit, are doing it to us. So what I covered yesterday was her main focus, because her job is director of Secret Service. Her qualifications, she worked at Pepsi Company. She was security for Pepsi. That qualifies her to protect the president, the leader of the free world, is that she worked at Pepsi. You see how DEI is rot? It's pure rot. You don't care if you're qualified. This is sick. It's just, I want to lay it out so you can see it. Just see what it is. See what you see. This is what is happening. And the results are always the same. Everything woke turns to shit. Everything DEI touches turns to shit. Look at all your products. And we covered in other talks. What does communism, the 4 olds? Communism goes after the 4 olds. Your history, your economy, your family, and your religion. What does woke go after? BLM, what was their number 1 mission? Destroy the nuclear family. Because that helps black people if you destroy nuclear families, according to BLM. What's turning to shit lately? Religion. What's turning to shit lately? Economy. What's turning to shit lately? Your history. It's being muddied and perversed. So woke is going after, this DEI shit is going after the same exact things that communism goes after. The people that endorse communism and the communists of 100 years ago Stalin said you have to go over the 4 olds. Mao, you have to go after these things to install communism in a country. And that's exactly what this woke DEI shit is going after. So they are the same thing. If they operate the same way and they have the same goals and they're destroying the same things, they're the same Leviathan. They're the same entity. Communism is woke. Woke is communism in a new wrapper. That's it. That's as simple as it could be defined. So she's in charge of the Secret Service. So normally, let me get back to where I was. Normally, we went over all this yesterday. Normally, she would be in charge of the Secret Service and in charge of the mission. Maybe have a field commander out there or something. But she's in charge of Pepsi, so she protected sugar water before, flavored sugar water before. So that qualifies her for protecting the leader of the free world in the eyes of DEI. Because sugar water and the leader of the free world operate the same way, you know? So she's been perpetually denying Trump's campaign's request for larger security presence. Trump's campaign says we need more security due to his threat level at catastrophic, which is the highest. She said no multiple times. And not only that, but she diverted Trump's normal Secret Service people, the people he's used to, she diverted them away and gave them to Jill this day. So Trump was doing with the B team. And as we covered the other day, to call these people the B team, these DEI folks, I mean, there was about 4 big, tall oak tree men, and then there was like about 4 or 5 5-foot, overweight, scared as shit DEI women hires. Just obese, short, came up to Trump's chest women. And you see that they were running scared, scatterbrained, didn't know what to do, where to go. They were actually more concerned about finding their sunglasses and putting their sunglasses on than protecting the president. They couldn't holster their weapon. They said gear was falling to the ground. I didn't see that, but not this lady, but another one tried to holster her weapon 3 different times, couldn't do it, so just put it in the other hand and kept walking. Like, it's awful. This tub of shit, this ovary packed tub of shit. Look at her. These men are over here huddling on the president, saving his life. She's back here scared as shit, cowering. That's DEI. This is DEI in a nutshell. The people that have the skills, which is a meritocracy, if you have the knowledge, the skills, and the ability to do the job, that's normal. That's how you normally hire people if you want to produce a good product. If you want a good outcome, you will hire people based on merit. In DEI, you hire people on their genitals and their skin melanation. This tons of fun sack of shit over here. How does cowering behind the Secret Service protect the president? How is her being there worth a damn at all? The answer is it's DEI. It's woke. It's rot. It's shit. She's shit at her job. But Kimberly Cheadle is very happy about these women hires, because her main focus isn't to train people so that they don't cower when the bullets start flying, because you have one job when the bullet starts flying as a Secret Service agent: get in the way of the bullet, cover the president. DEI hires have another objective: look like a piece of shit and cower, probably shit your pants. So Kimberly Cheadle is very excited about all the women she's hired, all the DEI people she's hired. Not based on skill, not based on ability, not based on knowledge, based on their genitals. And she's focused on that and so happy about the progress she made on hiring a diverse workforce in the Secret Service. This is the outcome. This is the outcome of DEI leadership and DEI decisions. This is the outcome. And her boss is DEI as well. And that's how you get 1 in every 3 people in Springfield, Ohio is now a Haitian invader. Undocumented, unchecked, no medical exams, no IDs, no Western culture training, no vetting. Just plopped in. 1 out of every 3 people on your block is now a Haitian in Springfield, Ohio. That is not a good idea. That is not a good idea. That's how you get rape gangs. That's how you get the population xenophobic. That's how you create xenophobic. And we're not scared of them. We want them out. They're not here legally. If your first act, and if I go to Canada and my first act is to cross the border illegally, so my first act in the new country is a criminal act, that makes me a criminal. Because you know what makes a person a criminal is if they do crime, is if they break the law. So her boss, DEI, her DEI need to go immediately because the outcome is shit, is pure shit. But that's the point. These people aren't there to be successful, because if you wanted success, we would have had it already. If we wanted things to get better, we would have had it already. We would have had it. Trump wouldn't have had to run again. The reason Trump had to run again is because these people keep flushing shit down the toilet. They keep causing problems instead of fixing problems. And they can't fix problems because they don't have the skills, knowledge, and ability to do so, because they were placed in there because of their skin melanation and their genitals. That's as simple as it gets. They can't do good. They don't know how. So yeah, we went over a lot of this yesterday. So there's a thing called pre-programming, narrative deployment. 1 second. Where for some reason these sick fuckers, they have to tell you what they're going to do before they do it. And so this is for the markets and everything, just letting you know, this was about a month ago, a little over a month ago, just in case, the death of a former president happens. A month ago, they said this, just in case, for example, let's say the death of a former president happens, we might have to close the market. A lot. That's why I brought up DJT at the beginning, the stock. A lot of naked shorts are coming due soon, which will lose these hedge funds and all these sick DEI fuckers. It'll lose them billions and billions of dollars. The citizens, the ones doing honest work, investing honestly, stand to make a lot of money. But that's not what these hedge funds are after. They're not. All these billionaires are not for the American people, are not for capitalism. It's socialism on top. It's welfare for the wealthy. And they like it like that. They want everything for free, and they will cheat and lie and kill to keep their welfare, these billionaires. So yeah, this is just, we saw this during the pandemic of policies in 2019. Just, we might have to close it down. For instance, the death of a former president. They said this a month ago. Just, off the top of my head, death of a former president. So it's called narrative seeding. They have to let you know what they're going to do. And we know their playbook, so we're beating them on every single angle. So that's just like, during the pandemic of policies in 2019, it was Event 201. So all the leaders, a lot of Bill and Melinda Gates, the WEF got all their demons with them, all their pedophile friends, and they did this thing called Event 201, where, let's say, for instance, a coronavirus made from a bat gets loose across the world. What do? And this was in October 2019, almost over top of when the virus was detected in Wuhan, the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Just, off the top of my head, a bat coronavirus gets loose. What do? So they narrative seed what they're doing. So that's what they're calling conspiracy theorists, is like Alex Jones. He barely predicts things. He predicts some things, and generally he's more right than CNN. He's more right than MSNBC. He's more right than the president, or the resident, Joe. He's more right than anybody when he predicts. But normally he just reads what they say. The people that hold the power, the satanic pedophiles in charge right now, the people that put out memos like this, that, for instance, just off the top of my head, the death of a former president will make us have to close the markets so we can manipulate them and you can't get your money. And I think that's what they're going to do today, is manipulate the market, shut it down so that, because I think the price is going to spike, and they're going to halt it so that you could only sell and you can't buy anymore, because everybody wants to buy now. All the billionaires are in this to win this. And so I think they're going to halt it probably within, my guess is within the first hour, probably the first half hour. So before 10 a.m., I think it'll be halted, and they'll keep it frozen until it drops back down, because they need it to drop back down into the low 30s, because that's what they were shorting it at. I think the number is 25, and we got shit, man. I'm talking too much. We got a lot to go through today, but I keep going back to DJT because that's what I'm focused on today in my life. This will help me get some lighting. Oh, as you can see, the sun's coming up, so it's not as shady dark in here now. So that's good. But yeah, I'll get a better camera. I'll get some ambiance, some good lighting. I just need it. And what I really need would be the best is 10 consecutive viewers at once, because then I could be monetized and make some money to pay the mortgage, to keep the electricity on, to do a podcast. So that's where we're at there. Okay, here's what I'm finding out. This shit is weird. And oh shit, I gotta go into so much more. Oh man. Let's just roll this. I got some other things to talk. Dang, man. Okay. I got like 20 other topics to talk about really quick. So this is who they're saying the assassin is. Thomas Michael Crooks. He was in a BlackRock video. And you guys know BlackRock. They are a hedge fund who really are big, would have trillions of dollars with a T at their disposal to divvy up as they wish. And what they wish is, I forgot who leads it. Dang it. I wasn't going to talk about BlackRock today. But what they wish is they give people money to push DEI. So that's why DEI is getting pushed, because there's trillions of dollars backing it. And BlackRock is one of the ones that are probably naked short selling DJT stock. So it comes full circle. It's like 100 people, 100 billionaires, 100 families. Like, the people causing damage to this planet is not a lot of people. Just a small group of 100 families. Very small group causing all this carnage. Everything you're suffering, all the anger you feel is because of a small group of people. Enough people that you could fit in a couple blocks. That's what's controlling the whole world right now. And we're letting them. It's like the elephant parable, where you have a baby elephant tied to a small tree. It knows it can't get out, so it stops trying. Then all of a sudden that elephant grows up, and it could just rip that trunk out by accident sometimes, but it doesn't even try because it knows it can't. That's where we're at. We know we can't beat them, so we're not trying. But that's not true anymore. We're beating them every day in every way. They are in retreat right now. They're getting so desperate, they're trying to assassinate former presidents. Most likely. That's what the narrative is out right now. But we're not going to stick to any narrative. Just a disclosure. We're not going to stick to any narrative. We're still within the 72-hour rule. So you got to let it chill out for a little bit. Let it breathe for 72 hours, and the truth will out. The truth always shines longer. Propaganda shines brighter, but truth shines longer. So that's what we're doing in this video, if I ever get around to it. So this is the shooter, they say, and he is in a BlackRock video last year. Very weird. But what I'm going to go through really quick is I don't think this is the shooter. Doesn't look like him. Doesn't look like him at all. Okay, good. This is the slide I was really trying to get back to. So that's why I went over to Kimberly Cheadle, the head of the Secret Service, earlier, and then showed you that in this case, in Butler, Pennsylvania, the Secret Service relied heavily on local police. And who's in charge of local police in Pennsylvania except Josh Shapiro, a Democrat, a DEI Democrat? So that comes full circle again. Kimberly Cheadle was not in charge of the police spotting the shooter. Donald Trump did not have his normal Secret Service brigade package. They call it a package. He didn't have the full package, is what they call it. And oh shit, it's going up again. Yep, we're back up to $50 a share at DJT. It just shot up $4. So we're up to $20 increase per share of DJT. And we're not even opened yet. And the volume is crazy already. So Kimberly Cheadle, the DEI skank, works for Mayorkas, another DEI skank, because dudes could be skanks too. Josh Shapiro is a skank. They're all skanks, DEI skanks, shit-stained skanks. Name calling is fun. So they are all. So the government wasn't in charge. The Secret Service was not in charge of the security at this event. They exported it to the local police, which we're not shit talking the local police. They are just not trained as Secret Service agents. Otherwise, they'd be Secret Service agents. They're trained as police. That's why they're police. Real easy. So they don't have the same training. And so that's two separate people. Instead of having one person in charge, now you have at least two people in charge, and the governor probably wasn't even there. Who I don't know, but the governor is in charge of the police. So governor, here's some little tidbit facts that we have so far. And we don't know why all this stuff is. We just know this is what we know so far. We got some pieces on the table now, some puzzle pieces on the table. We don't know where they fit. We don't know if they're edge pieces or not, but we're getting more and more pieces of the puzzle on the table, and we're connecting a couple together, making some pictures. So what we do know is the police that did not spot, or that spotted the shooter, had him in their scopes. Let's see, I got to go back. Okay, this has not been debunked yet. Excuse me. This still has a possibility of being true. It's not confirmed. I want that to be known for sure. We're still looking into things. So I want to be very upfront and very clear about, pieces that are on the table that are facts and things that seem like they could be facts, but we're not confirmed yet. And this is one of those. This is not confirmed yet, but it seems valid. So we'll move forward as if it was valid, but we could always take it off the table. So this is a first-person admission that this is Jonathan. I know it's really blurry. I apologize. This is Jonathan Willis right here. I hate that it's so. I think they're police. I think these are actual police. So then, wait, but the head of the Secret Service refused to give the order. So, okay, so this is another layer. We got let me see. We got Jonathan Willis. Let me see. I got to look up something really quick. I want to see if his back says police. It does. But they're calling him a Secret Service agent. Okay, this is something. I'm going to actually throw this online and try to get my feelers out there. Let me do this thing. I'm going to send it out to I could have did it on my computer. Oh well. Already halfway done. I'm used to doing it on my phone. So if I'm going to ask if Jonathan Willis JONATHAN. I mean, it could be a good answer to where, well, anonymous secret And it's not anonymous. What the fuck is this guy talking? Hindu stand. Local officer tried. No, that's a different story. He's on X. Ha! He is not on X any longer. Okay, that could add some validity to it, only because those in the truther movement, those that follow conspiracies, know they wipe shit clean. So he's probably already dead. He probably already got Clinton's, right? So this is Jonathan's account. He's gone. But there's probably tons of yeah, see, there's tons of Jonathan Willis's. That's fine. Okay, so that doesn't mean anything yet. Pastor Jonathan Willis. Okay. So an anonymous Secret Service agent So this could be a quick little misdirection for us. Yeah. I don't think there's anything there right now. But it absolutely says police on his body armor. Do Secret Service members wear police uniforms? I've never saw one wear police armor. And our Secret Service officers? I don't think so. He's a local police. So here's what I'm thinking. This Jonathan Willis, he's not Secret Service. He's not anonymous. So he's local police counter sniper. And we know for sure that this person and this other person both had the shooter in their sights for at least 3 minutes. They watched him climb the roof, watched him bear crawl across the roof, watched him pull his rifle out, watched him take aim. And if the other story's true, that a local police officer walked up the ladder, because there was an extension ladder there. I'm guessing maybe a 14 to 24 footer, maybe 16 foot, somewhere in there. A big ladder. So this shooter had this 110 pound 20-year-old had a rifle and a ladder in his hand. I worked construction my whole life. The ladders they're aluminum. They look like an aluminum one, so they're not heavy. It's just I've never, carried a ladder with a gun on my back. So if that's where he had it, I don't know if he had a strap or not. I don't know. But nobody saw a kid with a gun and a ladder walking 150 yards from where Trump was speaking. That's impossible. So I think if I read into this what it says, but the head of Secret Service refused to give the order to take out the perp. So I think he's saying that Ben Shapiro wasn't in charge of the police that day. Kimberly Cheadle, head of the SS, the Secret Service, was in charge that day. If I read that correctly, that's what it says. So the cops were there, the local cops were there, but they were not in charge. The SS director, Kimberly Cheadle was still in charge. If this is true at all. So we're basing this whole thought process could collapse instantly if this is all a hoax. Jonathan Willis is not a real thing, wasn't an officer, didn't really talk to the Secret Service, the head of Secret Service, Kimberly Cheadle. So this all could collapse instantly if this is, not a real thing. But we don't know yet. The only reason I'm not even pushing this, but just even mentioning it is that we have no idea why these two police officers, him and this other guy laying prone, why they trained their scopes on the shooter and just watched him for at least 3 minutes. Watch him set up, watch him take aim. And they could have saw the police officer climb up, because there's reports of a police officer climbing up the ladder and poking his head up or whatever, trying to climb on the roof to stop the shooter. But then the shooter trained his gun on the police officer up there, so the police officer came back down. If that's true, then immediately you call that in. The cop would have called that in. So if he called that in, and then Trump would have had to have been immediately taken off stage because there's a shooter, active shooter. So either that, see, there's so many either that didn't happen and the cop didn't go up there, or it did happen and he didn't call it in, or it did happen and he called it in and the head of Secret Service had him stand down. That would vibe with this. But you see how tenuous this is? It seems like, ooh, I'm getting the narrative together. I got all the answers, but this could fall apart. All of it. We're back at square one, which in a second. But we're going to keep building it until it collapses under or it gains strength through truth, or it collapses under truth. Whatever happens, we're going to keep pursuing. So what we know for sure, square one, we don't know about that cop climbing the building yet. I don't know if that's verified or not. But what we do know is these two officers, these two local officers, not SS agents, were up on this roof, which I gotta find. I don't want to go that way. That's my news slides. I don't want you to see those yet. Oh, boo. Brr, brr, brr. All right, slide 16. We got to come back to 16. What? All right, well, we don't have a... I guess this is it. I thought I had a better one. All right. So here's what we know. Butler, Pennsylvania. There's a Trump rally right here. There's a building over here. A couple buildings over here. No Secret Service on any of these buildings. None. Don't even know if they were swept. So they're calling this Secret Service snipers. I'm unsure that's the case, because these are Secret Service and they wear their flak jackets underneath and all that. But these two Secret Service snipers, which is what they're being called, were in police gear. So I'm on my Getter, because that's my biggest account. All my other accounts are kind of small. But Getter, I have a couple thousand followers, so that's my big questions. But it's still kind of early. Yeah, so the narrative is it's being allowed. And I can't find my any answers to this. But maybe anybody in the chat knows or something. Do Secret Service snipers, see if we could get back there real quick. Oh, I didn't get that whole picture. Excuse me, I'm hungry already. Do Secret Service snipers, and we looked at a better picture of this. Sorry, this one's so grainy, but I took it on my phone and sent it to an email. This says police on it. So do Secret Service snipers wear police uniforms? That's something I don't know. These two wear, and they call on the office. See, we don't even know if this is true, so I'm gonna let this one hang out for a little bit because we haven't been proven wrong on it yet, so we're just gonna let that one hang. But ooh, he might have a tattoo. He does. Oh, he does. They got something for it. I don't know what that says. Oh, it's in another language. Oh, shit. All right, folks, am I back? I think I'm back. Looks like I'm live streaming. Windows immediately said, hey, we're going to restart your computer right now. Bye. It's like, what the fuck? All right, so I don't know what that is. I need something better. That's not even English. So it's looking like it's all shit, retarded shit. It's looking like I can't zoom in on this bullshit. Dude, this is where we're at in technology right now. This is so dumb. News about Jonathan. Oh. That seems like it might be an all right picture. Zoom sucks ass. So he does have a tattoo. And here's the other one. Take a screenshot of this. This is a way better pic. And he has bracelets on. Could be this guy too. I guess we think it's this guy because we really don't look at this guy. So they're both trained on the assassin right now. They are both watching him with their guns on him. What, that 50 cal maybe? The suppressor on the front. They both the same gun. Looks like they might both be the same gun. Finger not on the trigger, so he's not ready to shoot. Same here, not ready to shoot. Both are trained in on the attempted assassin. But are they... Damn it. Are they Secret Service? Underneath it's police, it says something. I gotta add that to my... Ew, gross. Hate how fat I am. I'm working on it. A video? God damn it, man. Technology, you could suck my ass. All right. No. Quit. God damn. Just let me do my thing. Oh my God. Dude, get her. Seems like it's okay, but then all of a sudden, you just get locked in this loop where you can't select what you want. And when you select what you want, it's not it. And then all of a sudden, a commercial goes by, and you've been scrolling, and then all of a sudden, whenever a commercial pops on the screen, it acts like you pressed that commercial. Oh, it's awful. Other than that, Gitter's great. It's great. It's a good media thing. It's just it has a couple gotcha moments. Like it has some shitty Facebook and YouTube shit going on in the programming, and asking what does it say on Jonathan Willis? Body armor under the word. Can't find a good pick. Do Secret Service. Do Secret Service wear police gear? I don't think so. So let's see. We're going to go back to that other image, which is probably not going to be any better. Can't make it out at all. But they circle it in the picture. It says French. I am the officer in the famous photo. How is it famous if it's only been around one day? That'd be viral. They don't mention this at all, and that's the only thing I care about. Okay. I don't think we're going to get any answers from this. But that's a clue I really, really want to know. If anybody could figure this out. Sorry, I got sidetracked. This is because, in all the pictures it says, just police, but it says something up here. And then it says 2 words down here in green. And it's just not clear. But I'm not sure why Secret Service would be wearing police uniforms, whatever this says. That's the important thing. Got to figure out what that says. And you don't know if it's him or him. We assume it's him because he's, in the forefront of the picture. So we just assume it's him. But we don't know. All right, get back to the program, man. Holy shit. Been an hour and I didn't even get to the stuff I was going to talk about today. Which is fine. That's fine. I like this. Trump talking, you're like, uh-huh. Trump mugshot, you're like, oh, okay. Trump getting shot and fist pumping in the air saying fight. You're like, yeah! That's so good. That's fine. And that was WWF before it all got all fake and gay. We went over this yesterday. You just gotta wake up. Just gotta wake up. There's no reason to be asleep anymore. The only reason the Republican Party was created was to stop the racist fucking Democrats. What was it? Republicans elected a black senator in 1870. Guess the date that Democrats elected their first black senator. 1993. Let that sink in. Oh, who gives a shit? Okay, I wasn't supposed to close that. That was on my photos. But we're gonna go into Rios. So, see, I need that other picture. Bullshit. That's fucking bullshit, man. Let's get it in here. Get it in here. Get it in here. Open this bullshit again. Set it up right this time, Bobby. All right. So here's what we got. I got to show all my new ones. So this is the picture of the infamous shooter. I don't think so. Again, there's not. We don't know anything for sure yet. All we have is questions. But this little baby 20-year-old was supposed to be the shooter. Oh, now it's out of order. I guess, all right, that's all I needed. Whatevs. So, this is Truth Seeker 7076. Why the fuck does it get smaller when you want to make it bigger? It's so stupid. Why is technology so fucking dumb? All right. Or maybe I'm dumb. I'm probably dumb. That's fine. That's fine. So, the other guy doesn't look like this guy at all. So this is what we're told, because everything's still brand new. This is what we're told the shooter looks like. And we're told it's this guy, the deleted tweet.
My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate. My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate. My name is Thomas Matthew Crooks. I hate Republicans. I hate Trump. And guess what? You got the wrong guy.
So I don't know what that means. But I don't know. They're both real similar. But I think this guy looks like it more. Looks like the dead guy more. So right now, I guess there's no official release yet of the shooter's name. I saw a little post that the FBI is having trouble getting into the guy's phone. They're saying this guy's phone. But now his things are being wiped, so. But Maxwell Urich, to me, looks a lot more like the guy laying dead with his brains on all over the top of that building on the roof. So, I don't know. But he has a history of it. He has arrests. That's his 2016 arrest. Well, actually, that's 2016, so he might not look like that anymore. Huh. That's interesting. That might make me backtrack a little bit. That's 8 years ago. So, dang it, that's tough. So this picture, which is 2016. Oops, sorry. Looks a lot like this guy in 2024. But this is 8 years ago. That would make me backtrack a little on what I think. Because, yeah, in this picture, he looks exactly like, or a lot like this guy, I think. But that's 8 years apart, so he wouldn't look like this anymore. So if this was in 2016, I'm betting this was 2016 as well. This guy does have a similar chin. I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be too hard for me to verify. I didn't. Oh, 2017. Okay. So, yeah, this is tough. Those photos are from 2016. That kind of puts this dead in the water. So this was one of my major points I wanted to talk about, but yeah, if this is from 2016. Yeah, it's the same exact photo. So this is 2016, 2017. You won't look like that anymore. So, shoot. That was a good post, though. That's a good post. So Roger Stone weighs in, and I kind of take him pretty serious. And he's saying his sources say it was this guy. Oh boy. Man, time for a nap already. I woke up exactly at 4 a.m. today for some reason. So I'm not pushing this. I'm not saying this is true. Roger Stone's saying his sources say this. And this picture looks a lot like this picture. But this picture was taken 8 years ago or 7 years ago. So that's tough. That's a tough one. But yeah. So there's been videos circulating about, the left calling for violence and then telling saying that MAGA's calling for violence. And in the Summer of Love was mostly peaceful protests where they burned cop cars, where BLM and Antifa, the bigots of BLM, Antifa, and the trans flag folks weren't weaponized yet. So it was just the bigots in BLM and the bigoted retards in Antifa were out there burning cop cars, blowing up cop cars, burning federal buildings, burning police stations, killing black children, burning down black-owned businesses, all to help black people, destroying the nuclear family, all in an attempt to show how valuable black lives are. Those people are saying, the people that are saying, stop that, you're hurting black people, are the extremists. The ones committing the extreme terrorism are pointing the finger at the people that are at home saying you should stop. It's called projection. Quit hitting yourself. So, and there's tons of videos coming out now about people saying, hey, there's somebody on the roof with a gun. He has a gun. He's on the roof with a gun. And everyone's pointing at the guy for minutes, at least 3 minutes. Snipers on the roof, those that are supposed to be Secret Service snipers that are in police gear, had their scopes and weapons trained on the sniper for at least 3 minutes. We don't know why they didn't shoot. We have a couple things that point to reasons why they didn't shoot, but we have no confirmation yet of why they didn't shoot while they were watching the sniper or watching the assassin bear crawl across the thing, and everyone was pointing at him. Cops walking up and down the ladder that was there, not taking the ladder away. And then watching the assassin get his gun ready, get in position, go prone, and aim it at Trump. The snipers were watching all of this. But yeah, now billionaires are jumping on the Trump train. Elon Musk 100% supports Trump now. That's huge. That's huge. Because True Social, it was DJT and Trump Media and Technology Group, and X, those are going to be the two Leviathans. They're going to put the deep state out of the propaganda business. And this is just, who is this by? Julia. This is just your deep state at work. You know, this is what NPR puts out. Trump removed from stage by Secret Service after loud noises startles former president and crowd. So by getting shot in the ear, they're saying startled by loud noises. They're not allowed. NPR is completely controlled. They are not public radio. They are propaganda radio, national propagandic radio. They are completely controlled, completely compromised at all levels. Do not donate to them. They are not your friend. Politico actually said apparent gunshots, but that's fine. At least they got kind of close. Speech interrupted by Secret Service. No, interrupted by bullets hitting his head. Trump rushed off stage after loud noises at rally. They're not allowed to say gunshots. They're not allowed to say assassination. It'll make Trump look too good. And that's their only point, is to make Trump not look good. Because they hate you. They hate us. That's their only point. That's the only point. Only reason DEI is being let in is for the West's destruction. That's the only reason Haitians are being brought in by 20,000 at a time and put in Ohio, in Springfield, Ohio. Springfield, Ohio's population is 60,000. They just dropped 20,000 Haitians, unvetted. No vaccines, if you care about that, which you can't call them vaccines anymore because they're not. They're killing people. So they're killing people with this medicine. They're just dropping Haitians, where 1 out of 3 people in Springfield, Ohio is now a Haitian. Rapes are going to fucking skyrocket down there. You be on guard in Springfield, Ohio. Protect your children. They will be kidnapped. They will be raped. Your wives will be raped. Stop this shit from happening now. The only reason they're dropping 20,000 Haitians in a small town is to destroy that small town. That is it. It cannot, a small economy of 60,000 cannot have an extra 1/3 of that population dropped in. Schools are going to fail. Hospitals are going to fail. Police forces are going to fail. The housing market's going to fail. Like, it's to destroy that town. That's it. That is it. They want to destroy you. That is it. So they're painting, they already started painting Thomas Matthew Crooks as if he's the shooter, as a radical MAGA boy, but he donated to Act Blue, so clearly on the left. This is footage of...
And you know, that's a little bit... He's going down! Stay over here.
I haven't saw the 2 minutes of it. I only saw this first clip.
He's on top of the roof. Don't go over there. He's on the roof, buddy.
I just seen his hair go up. They shot him in the head. He's dead. Holy.
Well, if they hit anybody over there.
Did he pull up a shot?
He number of shots.
I thought that was ours.
No, that was him. The first two shots were him.
That's interesting. That's interesting because there was a first burst of 3, and then there was a second burst of 5. This guy just said, and maybe I'm not understanding it correctly, but he just said, no, I thought those other 5 or something. I can't remember that part. He's like, no, those first 3 were him. So those second 5, because we were thinking just the last 1 out of the second 5 were the one that took him out. But those second 5 could have all been that Secret Service police guy on the roof. The second whole batch could have been the counter snipers. That's interesting. So maybe only the first 3 were this guy. That's something.
This is cool. Let's go.
Let's go. He's on the roof right there. He's right there on the roof.
Look at, there was shots fired and he doesn't even have his gun out yet.
I can't believe someone do that.
And Wolf, what this does is it sort of matches.
How retarded are these local cops? I'm sorry. There was 8 shots and the president is down and this guy's lollygagging with his gun in his holster. Just looking around like he doesn't believe him. What the fuck is happening? This is another eyewitness. I couldn't find the red-haired troll-looking guy.
I was just standing there like everybody else, waiting for Trump. And as Trump started, I noticed 2 officers that were looking for something or somebody. I was looking around myself and seen a guy on top of one of the buildings go in between one building to the next, and went and told the officer that he was up there. And when I went back to my spot, I heard that people could still see the person from where they were standing. So I checked that out, and I went back to tell the officer that if he came over there, he could see them. And when I turned my back is when the shots started, and then it took me a second or 2 to figure out exactly what it was, and then it was just getting out of there.
God dang, man. It's so they put the police in charge, and the police did not secure this area. And through eyewitness, and we're building this little bit by bit. So this could crumble down with new evidence. If new evidence shows up, what we built so far could totally crumble. But as of right now, we have eyewitnesses saying multiple eyewitnesses told multiple cops that there's a guy on the roof with a gun. And the cops, you saw him just lollygag, guns in their holsters after shots were fired. After they heard the shots, they were just walking around like they're looking for a lost dog or something. Again, you could tell when false flags are easy to tell when just a bunch of things just don't add up. And again, in false flags, well, not again, I haven't said this here yet, but people can die during a false flag. People can get shot or blown up during a false flag. That makes the false flag more believable. And the CIA has been doing this for years, for decades. They're very good at it. It's called exquisitely refined psychological warfare. They're here to demoralize the West. They're here Those patriots that are standing there expressing their freedoms, their liberties, that's who the CIA wants to destroy. The FBI is going after the soccer moms, telling the middle school administrators to stop teaching their kids how to give blowjobs to adults. And the FBI and the Department of Justice goes after the parents, calls the parents domestic terrorists for telling these fucking pedophiles in the elementary schools to stop teaching these kids how to give adults blowjobs. And they go after the parents over that. That's how fucked up we are right now. The FBI is against you. The CIA is against you. The American people are being tortured and terrorized by the government. That is what's happening right now. And the Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, they are all the propaganda arm, the weaponized propaganda arm of the CIA. People in China know not to watch the news because they know it's propaganda. For some damn reason, with all our freedom and liberty, that doesn't give you smarts. Americans haven't figured out that the news is lying to you, trying to harm you. It's trying to make you give up your rights, trying to make you give up your self-preservation instinct. That's all they want. They want you hopeless in the fetal position so they can just come in and carry you off to the gulag. Don't let it happen. Be strong. Be strong. Keep your rights. You are an American citizen. You are in the best country that ever existed in the world, in the history of humankind. This is the best country. Act like it. We deserve the West. I think that's all I have for right now. But yeah, the Trump mugshot, we loved it. And MAGA is kind of looking at this raised fist after assassination attempt. That's gorgeous. Yeah, and then I did my DEI in the Secret Service yesterday. Please watch that. It's important. It's how we break through. We're not going to be, most likely we'll never learn what really happened during Trump's assassination attempt. The CIA, the FBI, who are weaponized against the citizens of this country, who hate the citizens of this country, will never let us know the truth. Unless it's leaks and unless there's some patriots, some whistleblowers in there that let it slip, we won't ever know it. But what we do, the things we can know, is the DEI aspect. That's a fact. That is causing rot in all institutions of America. This is the deep state can keep their secrets. We see what they're doing in the light with this DEI woke trans flag. Your genitals are the most important thing about you. Your skin melanin is the most important thing about you. All that bullshit, we see that in the light, and we see the destruction and rot and chaos it's causing. So we can do something. It's not hopeless. We don't need their secrets. They could keep their stupid fucking secrets. We got this aspect, and we're winning in every single metric. 2/3 of the country says fuck you to the FBI and the CIA. We're winning. Keep fighting. Keep living your best life in this great country we have. United States of America, the greatest country to ever exist. Thank you for stopping by, folks. We love you, and we'll probably be back later if some more news breaks. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. See you next time.